Awesome. So again, I want to just keep repeating the fact that I don't think with sales-led growth, it means you aren't talking with users, you aren't thinking about or involving the users in the end process. It's really about how do you actually gain that growth. And again, I think I want to frame it around the context of the climate we're in today. We're no longer in the zero interest rate period. It's very hard to start businesses and very hard to build businesses today and raise that money. And I think that's what one of the key challenges that we see out in the field is, like, if you just focus on, hey, engagement, but you actually aren't showing that path to revenue, it becomes very hard. You're going to have a very short leash in terms of having that runway. One of my good friends has a pretty successful consumer app startup, but I think the challenge he's run into is that even though his engagement metrics, he's got about 90% retention after that first month, even though his engagement metrics are so strong, he is not able to show investors what's that path to revenue. And that's really putting him in a really tough position, even with a lean and mean operation, in terms of getting that next funding round. I think even beyond that kind of funding side, there's other aspects of it too, in terms of, okay, well, it's very hard and expensive to acquire customers today. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok hasn't really figured out their advertising platform. So as opposed to 5 years ago, how do you get that runway with that is very challenging. And the last thing is, in a consumer app, again, it's easy to say, hey, consumer app, it's obviously product-led growth, is that the end user is, again, probably not your real revenue driver. If you think of Facebook, their revenue is obviously in this big ad platform, drives a lot of growth. Same with Google. And so how do you actually pivot? How do you get those sales? How do you show your investors? How do you show your internal investors, if it's an enterprise? What is that leeway to kind of show that, hey, we have a path towards revenue and we're going to survive? And to do that, you have to talk to the end customers who are buying the product.